Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast. My name is Henry Lawrence, and in this message, we're going to talk about how to make sense of your life. If you are feeling like you're not in control or you don't know the purpose and you want to shift into a positive mindset, this is the episode for you. And make sure to stay tuned to the very end because we're going to do a deep, healing, meditative breath to help us align on this message and move forward throughout the day. So how do you make sense of this experience that you're having? The hard things that you're going through, the good things, the fun, the love, the joy, the pain, the hurt. Like, what is it all for? When does it end? Why does it even happen? Understanding what you truly are or taking a certain perspective is so powerful. If you are thinking that you're just this human that was born and you have these experiences, then you die, and that's it, that creates a limited perspective on what is. But if you start to listen to yourself, listen to your heart, really pay attention to what's around you, you'll start to see the signs that there's something more. There's something more to this, and there's something more to you. You are a powerful being having an experience. We know that everything is expanding. Well, for the expansion to happen, it has to be experienced. There's a saying I love that's to know and to not do is to not know. So what that means is for something to truly be understood, for something truly to be expanded, to truly be experienced, it has to happen. It has to go through it. Well, we are beings, part of this universe, that are in fact the consciousness. When we experience a thing, it expands. So whether you're having, quote unquote, a bad experience or a good one, however you want to view it, it's part of expansion. You get to choose the type, but you will always be part of the expansion. So if you are operating out of control of your life, out of purpose of your life, and you're just waking up, living throughout the day, reaction, going to sleep, waking up, living throughout the day, reaction, you are still a valuable part of expansion. But if you want to have a precise part, if you want to do what you feel called to do, you have to start guiding yourself and realizing that everything is happening for you. You see, the difficult thing that you're going through, what do you want to expand in that moment? Do you want to be a part of the love expansion? Do you want to be a part of the abundance expansion? Do you want to be a part of the hate expansion? You get to choose. Now, you don't have to choose one lane independently. You can choose multiple, and that's usually where it's at. It's a little bit of love, a little bit of abundance, a little bit of joy, a little bit of fun, or hate, trauma, pain. You get to decide. So whatever it is that you're going through right now, think about how can you show the highest of that thing in that situation. If you're going through hurt because somebody hurt you, how much love can you show? Like true love, not faking it for social media, not faking it for friends, but truly trying to find and celebrate and expand the love in that situation. For nobody's benefit, just to do, you become an expansion of love because you're doing it where it doesn't exist, because you're going through the absence of love. If you want to experience abundance, if you don't have any abundance around you, if you come from struggle, if you come from a place of poverty or lack, and then you decide to become abundant, you are expanding the expansion of abundance because you're at where it isn't. That is why it's happening for you. It's happening for you to be a part of this universal consciousness, understanding things, always expanding in the limitness of what is. Give yourself that power. What does it change? What happens if you decide to think this way? Would your life get better or worse? Don't think about, is it right or wrong? Is it truth or fiction? Think about what would happen to your life if you just decided to focus on whatever it is that you wanted to see more of in your situation. It would become more of that. An easy example, because low frequency, negative frequency is very easy to feel, is if you go around somebody or you are this person that's depressed, you're hurt, bad things have happened. If you go up to this person and try to tell them something good, they will point out 5 things about what's wrong with it so fast. They'll tell you why it won't work, why it's going to fail, why it's bad for you, why it won't, because that's the energy that they're in. So they will see something good and they will expand the energy that they're in it. You know these people. You may have friends of these people. You might be this person. So what do you want to do? Just because you feel bad, just because you're hurt, does not mean you can't focus on the desired frequency that you want. You absolutely can. Now, it may not make you feel better. It may not make your life better. It may not change anything externally. That's not the goal. The goal is remembering what you are. Oh, I'm a part of the universe. I'm a powerful being. I'm not this body. This body comes from the earth. This body's going to go back to this earth. I'm experiencing this life, which is just an experience in this body. It's giving me senses so I can understand things a certain way. It's giving me time so that I can understand things a certain way. It's giving me an ending so I can understand things in a certain way. It's giving me pain so I can understand things in a certain way. It's giving me limitations so I can understand things in a certain way. It's all happening for you. Your perspective is your power. How you perceive, you will receive. Not how you perceive, you will get. Very different. How you perceive, you will receive. You see, when you receive something, how you receive it is based upon you. What it means to you changes what it is. If you're starving and you're lost, and you've been lost for 4 days and you haven't had any food, and then you come across somebody, and you're like, I'm so hungry, I haven't eaten in 4 days. And they say, I don't have much, but I've got this sandwich, it's old. I've had it for 2 days. It's old. It's not going to taste good. You're like, I don't care. I'm hungry. And you eat it. It's going to feel so good to eat something because you're hungry. But if you're eating every day, you've got a surplus of food. Things are good. You got that sandwich that someone brings you that's 2 days old. You're going to throw it away. If you tried to eat it, you'd see everything that's wrong with it, not everything that's right with it. You see, the sandwich didn't change. The perception that you're seeing it from did. The way you receive it is different too. When you have everything and you receive it, you're receiving it as something you don't need, so the value is low. But it's the same thing for the person that's starving, so it's not it that changes, it's you. Now, I'm not saying that the starving version of you is more appreciative than the version of you that has all the things. I'm just illustrating that there's different perspectives of something that change what it is, but it doesn't change. Meaning the situation that you're going through in life doesn't need to change. Your perception of it can change. And if your perception of it changes, the way you receive it changes. You have that power. When we talk about a positive mindset, I separate the word mindset. Mind, which is how you perceive the world, and set, the frequency you set it on. How do you want to set your mind? That's what we're doing. We're setting our mind on a positive frequency. So we're not trying to change what we're going through. We're trying to change the way we perceive it. If we can change the way we perceive it, we can change the way we receive it. It doesn't have to change externally at that point, because then you have your heaven internally. Then you have your good internally, because you're receiving what it is that you desire out of every single situation. Imagine if it didn't matter the drink you drank, it tasted perfect to you. Right? Imagine if it didn't matter the food you ate, it tasted perfect to you. Imagine if the clothes that you wore, it didn't matter what they looked like, they were perfect for you because your perception of them was always in alignment with what you needed out of it, not what you didn't. Your perception is everything. So we're going to take a deep breath, and when you breathe in, just slow down. Watch the room slow down. Watch the air slow down. Just take a moment to pause time. And as you're holding your breath, think about how you're viewing things. What frequency is your mind really set on? Be honest with yourself. You see, if you don't reflect, you will project everything that you're actually struggling with on the inside. You will project it externally, and you'll never be able to resolve it. Meaning, if you have pain within, if you have limitations within, you can't fix them because you're not reflecting. So you're going to project them externally, and you're going to see problems externally that you can't fix. So as you hold your breath, visualize and be honest with yourself. Where are you sitting? And then when you exhale, allow yourself to reflect from there on and move into the frequency that you desire. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. and out. You see, us beings, we're creating this experience. We don't need to change the experience. Remember, our perception needs to change. So as you start to level up and becoming this example of this loving being in all situations, those around you will start to do the same. You change yourself, you create this attractive frequency of love within you, others will follow. We don't have to change somebody else. We change ourselves because the experience is within. This is how we grow. This is how we create a different experience on this planet. And this is how we rise up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait